Well, shout out to New York for winning their first title since 1973. So I just want to talk about a couple of things. Having coached for 34 years, more than 25 at the college level, I've trained professional players both on the men's and the women's side, as well as Division One intercollegiate athletes, again both on the men's and the women's side. So I'll just say this: everyone's trying to bring up Becky Hammon and what her comments were, I don't know, a while back about a small guard is not going to win an NBA championship. Look, man, Isaiah Thomas, the best small guard in the history of the NBA, won two. Kyrie Irving won one. Steph Curry won four. Now, you could debate whether or not he's considered a small guard like Jalen Brunson is. But the one thing that I want to mention is about somebody's why. Now, if you think back about Jalen Brunson winning two national championships, not one, not getting to the Final Four, and it's not a jab at Caitlin Clark, but she uplifted the Iowa program to new heights that they had never seen before. But she got to two Final Fours and a championship game, and Jalen Brunson won two, and he's not the only one that was on that team that's also on the Knicks. But not one again, but two natties at Villanova. And then he goes into the second round despite that. Like, I'm going to talk about people's why here in a second. And one person in particular who I was very wrong about back in the day when I was evaluating someone's talent and how they went on to stardom in college, winning a national championship, and then going on to play several years in the NBA. Because there's a lot of things that you can look at in terms of someone's physical ability, but someone's why is very powerful. And it could be because of a family member passing away, or a sibling, or you got cut three times like I did growing up, and the next year, every single time, I made the respective baseball and basketball teams in each of those cases because it made me work harder, and I realized that I wasn't as good as I thought I was, and I needed to put the work in and grind and navigate those spaces where I was really upset for a few days, depressed, really, uh, not to mention all the other things that people have to go through on a day to day basis. And in Jalen Brunson's case, he was in the second round, drafted in the second round, dropped to the second round after winning two national championships. And then they wanted to test the market. They wanted to see if he would get the mid major uh, money, and then Dallas would have the chance to match it. And then they later went on to blame Jalen Brunson's dad, Rick, for being a part of the problem. First of all, he knows the business. He's a dad, yes, but he played in the NBA. He played at Temple for one of the most legendary coaches in the history of the college game, John Chaney, and I loved watching him. They had a great team, by the way. I think they went to an Elite Eight at Temple, if I'm not mistaken, but I digress. And so he ends up in New York, and they start building this thing over the course of 4 years. And can you imagine being Dallas? Yeah, they won an NBA title with Dirk Nowitzki because LeBron couldn't really handle the defensive um, scouting report that they double teamed him and put on him when they were playing them back and whenever it was. I said, oh, 08? Anyways, Jalen Brunson, in my opinion, never addressed what Becky Hammon had to say, and it's six and one, half dozen the other. You can use it as motivation, or you can just continue to do your thing. So as far as someone's why goes, I just think Jalen Brunson and the fans absolutely helped in New York. Don't get it twisted. But Jalen Brunson has like just ridiculous amounts of game in terms of his ability to score, using his body, counter moves, and a lot of things that I teach. Doesn't have picture perfect form, but man, 14 for 27 for 45 points in the deciding game six. Was it game six? Game five. and they win the series 4-1. And man, just a remarkable story. And I also want to mention Mike Brown. So I remember when Mark Jackson got let go from the Golden State Warriors, and it was a little bit irritating. I got to be honest with you, I didn't know a lot of details. I heard this and I heard that, and then Steve Kerr comes in, obvious winner as a player, winning several NBA titles with Jordan. I think it was 3, and he wins 4 titles there, and he's returning again next season. And for some reason, it resonated with the players. Now, there's nothing wrong with Thibodeau, great coach, great mind, but Mike Brown comes in. Now, most of you probably don't know the University of San Diego coaching tree. I'm not going to go through all of them, but just to name a few. University of San Diego, they're D1. They have the Jenny Craig Pavilion. Steve Lavin was just the coach there who was just let go. And they had Hank Egan, who was a coach there. And he went on to finish his career as an assistant coach with San Antonio and I think maybe Cleveland. I'm not too sure of all of his stops. But he did get his pension, I might add, which is very nice considering he didn't make much money at the University of San Diego, a modest salary at best back in the old days before the Jenny Craig Pavilion in the old gym, which would only ever get filled up if they played Gonzaga. Now, he used to play racquetball with my Hall of Fame coach at the community college that I started my career at as a player, Mesa College, Jay Mulvihill. Shout out to Jay Mulvihill, played at the University of Wyoming. Rest in peace. God, what an amazing human being. What a mentor. What a coach. What a golfer as a lefty. But so those two used to come and play racquetball all the time. I used to watch these guys. And then so I leveraged that and I went over and would play with Wayman Strickland and some of the older players that used to play at the University of San Diego. And I come to find out this coaching tree, which Mike Brown is a part of, Popovich, part of that coaching tree, Bernie Bickerstaff, Eric Musselman, and there are others. And Mike Brown is one of them. And so if you think about all of the people that came out of the University of San Diego, it is really remarkable. And so the reason I bring up Mike Brown is because he came in after Thibodeau and pushed all the right buttons. There were some growing pains early on, but in the playoffs, man, some of the decisions he made, and obviously they got a little lucky. San Antonio led for about 70% of all 5 games, but yet New York was able to finish the deal in 4 of those 5 games in the fourth quarter. And, there was just some bad decisions, injuries aside, by San Antonio. And De'Aaron Fox is a great player. But I'm sorry, Coach Calipari and anybody else that is justifying him going in for a layup with 8 seconds left. Nope. You run the clock. First of all, if you had gone up, Obi blocks the shot. If you had gone up and faked the shot, just a little head tilt, he's going to go flying out of bounds. There's nobody even remotely close. So he dribbles to the corner, 7, 6, maybe now you're at 5 seconds. Now you go to the foul line. If you make 2 free throws, the game's over because now you just foul. You don't allow them to get a shot up. Okay, there's 4.7 seconds left, maybe 5.2. They go to the line. They either miss one, they either make one and miss the second, or they try to do it all over again. And at that point, you're going to get the ball in. There's 4.2, something like that. They go to the line again, and if they make 2 free throws again, a lot of what ifs. But I'm sorry, you don't shoot that ball. Like, unless you're 5 feet ahead and you go up and 2-hand yoke the ball, you don't do it. I'm sorry. There's no coach in America that would tell you to shoot that shot unless there's some crazy other scenario going on or it puts you up 4. Anyways, shout out to the New York fans. I'm so glad for Spike Lee, and it was a great moment to see him and Reggie Miller, meeting there after Game 4 which was one of the most remarkable comebacks in sports history, a la the Patriots being down 28-3 to the Atlanta Falcons in that Super Bowl. A lot of things had to go perfect in order for New England to come back, and the same thing with the tip in by Obi. Uh, the timing, I don't have a problem with the double team that they put on Jalen Brunson. And he took a deep shot and he missed. But when you double team somebody on the weak side or in a high arcing shot, it's going to come off soft, and no one's going to box out the inbounder in that situation. I don't care. I've been watching basketball for 40 years. Nobody boxes out, really. On the women's side, there's way more box outs. But on the men's side, they just use athleticism and the 70% rule, where most shots go opposite of the side that the shot came from to go get a rebound. So, but he was literally only about an inch over the other player's fingers, and he was going at an angle. So he was coming at a 45-degree arced angle to the opposite side of the basket from the side that he inbounded on the slob. And can we just talk about the fact that Jalen Brunson almost turned the ball over? I mean, the pass almost went off his hand into the backcourt, which would have been a violation. I mean, it was just unbelievable. And then he comes across and times the jump perfectly. The ball came off the rim as softly as it needed to. And the fact that he had to tip it, like, just the hand-eye coordination is just ridiculous. It's not even like the athleticism is one thing, but the hand-eye coordination to tip it back in with when your force is going that fast, like he was going probably 10 miles an hour, and then at full speed jumped 11 feet. He was 11 feet high. If you watch his hand, he was at the square, the top of the square, and tips it sideways and down. Like, that's insane, bro. That's just insane. Forget the comeback. Just that play alone, if it had come at any point during the game, just unbelievable. And so, will Wemby learn to stay more in the moment and not? He played dirty. They were pushing him around to sort of shift subjects here. But, he's got this persona where he went to New York City and played chess in Central Park, and just very calm and very zen-like. And I don't know what happened, but he lost his mind. Missed 2 free throws, choked. And so, as was the case with LeBron, in, I think it was 08 when they lost, and he said that was one of the greatest lessons that he ever learned. Wemby said the same thing. Now, he's a little bit more zen to me, but he got thrown off. He was out of character. You could see the moment got to him. The pressure of being the face of the league definitely got to him. Now, will he go on to win a couple of titles down the road? I mean, there's no reason why they couldn't. And it just wasn't their time. So, got a little unlucky. New York got a little lucky, and Jalen Brunson has a why that Wemby doesn't have. I'm sorry. Wemby has had success his whole career. He's been promoted as the next Kevin Durant or whatever you want to call him. But he's got work to do on his game, obviously. The knock against LeBron was free throws and never really came into play. And with Wemby, it did. So, anyways, that's my take. I don't care what Becky Hammond said. It doesn't bother me one way or the other. She's a freaking winner. She was pretty off base with that, though, because, like I said, Kyrie and Isaiah Thomas and Steph Curry won 7 titles between the 3 of them. If you take Steph Curry out, Isaiah Thomas and Kyrie still won 3 between the 2 of them. So the notion that Jalen Brunson couldn't win a title, even though he was a second-round pick and got basically let go by Dallas. And shout out to Knicks fan, Mike Brown, unbelievable coaching job, and Spike Lee, all the fans. A lot of things happened in New York in the streets, which it was a small percentage of people, which you're going to get in these kinds of situations, unfortunately, in big cities. But that aside, man, I don't usually watch because I can't stand pick and rolls. It drives me crazy. It's so many pick and rolls. But the excitement was palpable, and the fans again, man, shout out to y'all. There was a couple people that were at that game, and my college roommate was actually at the game-winning clinching game in San Antonio. He said it was amazing. A lot of fans from New York took that arena over, so that's confusing. San Antonio fans, what are y'all doing? It's like Green Bay fans never sell their tickets. Man, you go to other places, Green Bay football fans are literally in every stadium. And so, some fan bases are just more knowledgeable and more loyal and are willing to pay more money than others. What else? I think that's about it. If there's anything here that you like, I got Funkos, and the new Jalen Brunson Funko is available for pre-ordering. So check that out from Funko, and I've already ordered mine. But yeah, shout out to New York. Shout out to the Knicks. I don't know if you guys saw some of the nicknames for some of these shirts. My college roommate actually met the guy that made the Stevie Nicks, Knicks, the play on words shirt. And there was also Nick Nolte and Nick Jagger. And I made a play on words with Just in the Nick of Time and Saint Nick. So I may put together a shirt. Stay tuned for that. That would be pretty fun to wear the Christmas version of that, but it'd be orange, and Santa Claus would be orange, like with a white beard. Anyways, or a blue beard, something like that. Congratulations, and thanks for watching season 7, episode 2 of the Sports Deli. Stay tuned. I possibly have a national championship coach coming on in the next episode. Remember, you're not alone. The world is a better place with you in it. And enjoy the rest of the WNBA season. It's going to be a great finish to the season. We'll see if the Aces can win another title, which would be their fourth in 5 years. And we'll see if Caitlin can make everyone around her better, because they're thin. They didn't make the greatest decisions in the offseason, in my opinion. She's not making the greatest decisions in terms of who she's hanging out with. But I'm not going to get into that today. I've already talked about that in a previous episode. What else? My Tigers are terrible. We'll see if the Lions can find a way to get back to the promised land and contend for a Super Bowl. I don't know. They may have lost their opportunity, because you still got the Rams, and you still got the defending champs, the Eagles. You got Kansas City's going to be back. So I don't know. I'll see you guys next time. But if you guys like squishies, strawberry's my favorite. I freaking love these squishies, bro. They're amazing. Especially the big ones. The carrot, we got the cherry over here. We got all kinds of little squishies. And honestly, the Pepsi and the Dr. Pepper and the Sprite Nitos. God, I love these things. Sometimes I want a squishier one, and sometimes I want a little firmer one. God, feels amazing. All right, until next time. My goal, no matter what platform I'm on, is to inspire 1 million people to eat better, drink better, sleep better, manage their stress better, work out better, double nickels plus 2. Come on now, if I can do it, y'all can do it. And think better. I'll see you guys next time. Much love. See ya on the flip side. Hoot out. Oh, and I also got this microphone. So if you're interested in this microphone, check it out. It comes with 2, and it's literally amazing. You can hear the sound down here is phenomenal. You can put a magnet on the back side here, And like I said before, remember, you are enough. Come on now, double nickels plus 2, y'all. Lemon juice, celery juice. Cut out the added sugar. No more sodas. Come on, man. I'm about to be golfing at Torrey Pines when I'm 100. What do you want to do when you're 100? See you next time. Peace.